whatever happens on the defensive end, as soon as the possession changes, you got to run at them. You got to run at them and be aggressive and use all the 24 seconds to try to get the best shot possible. Don't turn the ball over, and do the things that we need to do.
Marc, speaking of transition was a big thing. You guys had a +7 advantage. Is that the key to this series, you believe?
There's many keys. I don't think there's one key, but to be able to run, you got to get stops. And to get stops, you got to communicate, you got to be physical, you got to do all the little things that are necessary and finishing possession with rebounds. I thought the second half we did a much better job of finishing possessions and run at them.
Marc, you've had a lot of experience. I wonder if you almost seem to me to be a reluctant three-point shooter. Is it still something that you say, rather hesitant?
Depends. It depends. Like if the rotation happens and they leave somebody else open, my nature it is to make the extra pass. If they stay home, sort of, it's my job to knock it down.
Marc.
Es que no, es que son muchos partidos dentro del mismo partido, ¿no? Y dentro de una serie, pues obviamente hay que jugar, cada partido es diferente, hay que salir con la misma concentración, con la misma mentalidad y ver que el partido que dejan abierto, qué quieren hacer defensivamente y aprovecharlo.
You've had a lot of experience playing against these Warriors in different iterations over the years. A lot of talk this weekend about similarities between your team and theirs. You know, Steve Kerr said when he looks at the Raptors, he kind of sees the Warriors. I'm wondering if you see those similarities based on your experience with them.
I don't analyze them and make compare them to the way we are or the way we play. I just don't operate that way. So I see their trends and their tendencies and the things how they get comfortable and in rhythm and try to slow them down and do as much as possible to not allowing them to get comfortable.
What are the things that you really want to take away in terms of them being able to get comfortable?
I mean, the three-point line it's pretty obvious, but once you just cannot take one thing away. If you take the three-point line and you allow them to slip to the basket and get dunks, it's just as bad. So it's a multiple effort thing. You gotta be in multiple places, especially like I said before, when you're a help guy, you gotta be up, you gotta be down, you gotta be up again, and probably gonna have to crack back and rebound. So it's a lot of fun.
Those switches come at you quite a bit. Communication huge in this one, obviously.
Yeah, communication is always huge in any circumstance in life.
But personally, particularly with this matchup, you're not usually seeing this so much in the season. Now that you have this, what adjustments do you guys have to make defensively?
Defensively, if you look at film, you saw a lot of things that you can do better. But being physical, it starts with pressuring the ball and like all the fundamental stuff. But you have to do it all the time. You can't relax. Like I said, just a minute ago, when you're a help guy, you got to do multiple efforts. You got to communicate. Simple. Yeah, well, it's everyone's effort, right? Like I think everyone wants the team to play well. Coach does a great job of allowing guys to be and play free offensively. He's very disciplined defensively with the things that he wants. But after that, he's very open-minded and encouraging to guys read as long as it's a good basketball read and what's best for the team.
The team that's down positive in this series, the first 6 minutes, I'm sure are just going to be vital. How do you sort of stay?
It's the first 6 minutes, then the next 6 minutes, and then the 6 minutes after that, and like it's going to be a long series. It's going to be a lot of games. It's going to be a lot of possessions. It's going to be frustration. It's how you stay in that moment and continue to play next possession. Get one more stop. Get one more good shot. Those are the things, and eventually you put enough of those together, you're going to have a pretty good chance of winning.
Marc, was it difficult for you to communicate in this finals, surrounding and the big noise and all that? Was it?
No, my phone has all notifications off, so I don't. I'm with my family, my wife and my 2 kids. Other than this, I don't.
I'm talking about a court situation. You have to communicate when.
Yeah, no, you're right. Actually, it was a couple coverages that we tried to communicate that it wasn't easy, and then that's another thing, you have to be ready. Like, you call coverage and it's not there. Things happen in life. Some guy falls down, and you have to change the coverage on the fly. It happens, and you want a guy to go a certain way, but you can't. You're screaming, and the guy in front of you can't hear it. Well, you got to change it on the fly, and I know the guy behind me is going to be ready too. So it's all tied together.
Marc, how is your international?
Learning on the fly this postseason? How rare is that in your experience to see guys like that learn so quickly?
Yeah, Pascal, Norm, Freddie, those guys are tremendous players, and I just like their mindset. Regardless if they effective offensively or not, I just like the how they approach a game, and how much passion they have and how much they care about the right things. So I don't care if it's 2 points or 24 points or 30 some points. I just like the way they go about themselves.
Marc,
Say what?
did you see that from them when you were playing against them?
I didn't, just like you asked me to analyze the Warriors, I didn't analyze the Raptors when I was playing against them. It was another team that was trying to beat, nothing else.
You talk about the in-game adjustment part of things, and sort of things don't work out on the fly, you got to figure it out. How important is sort of a collective team IQ for that? And I guess how would you evaluate the team IQ here now that you've been here for 2 months?
It's just you don't evaluate the IQ. You're just trying to do what's necessary for the team to win. We as players and in a team, you don't evaluate every time. If you analyze every decision that is made or everything that is going on, you just can't progress and can't grow. You try to minimize the mistakes that you make and maximize your strengths as a team. So after that, it's just basketball.
It seemed like you guys were effectively able to run the offense through you in game one. How do you expect the Warriors to adjust on you in game two?
We'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow what the things that they try to do, and we'll go from there. We'll see.
You guys were shooting the ball great against Milwaukee. Nick said he talked to you and just settled things down a little bit. Even as a vet, when the ball's not going in, do you need those talks every now and then just to kind of get recentered a little bit?
It doesn't hurt. I mean, I don't know if it helped or not, but it surely doesn't hurt. To have your coach say like, hey, it's okay, and it's going to happen. I mean, there's nights that you're going to start the game 0 for 3, 0 for 4, 0 for 5. That should never be allowed to affect your defense, and that's what frustrated me on game 2 against Milwaukee, is that my mistakes offensively or my lack of accuracy affect my defense, and that really that what really got me mad.
Marc, you're a guy that's not afraid to show some emotion on the court. How often do you see Kawhi display any kind of emotion when you're out there?
I don't look at Kawhi and trying to see emotion or is he I don't see it. When I feel emotional, I'll say something and move on to the next thing. I'm sure that he's emotional in his way. Like I'm sure he is. Like we are human beings, so we have emotions.
Sorry, Marc. Nick was in there saying they were using something on Kawhi where they were switching and then late blitzing that he really hadn't seen much of before. How often do you see new sort of defenses from an opponent, and were you surprised at how much they were really trying to get the ball out of Kawhi's hands in the first
You look at the Portland series, and they did that, and obviously worked for them. So it's up to us after that. And any team as a trigger, Kawhi is gonna get two, most of the time, maybe 3 guys on him, and then as soon as he gets rid of that ball, is the next guy's job to make the read. It's either shooting, driving, or passing.
Last question.
So, Marc, so many people labeled you guys as the underdogs going into this. Now that you've been able to capture game 1,
irrelevant. Underdogs, overdogs, it's not important. You got to play the game of basketball. You got to try to score more points on the team and do that consistently.
Are you feeling extra confident going into game 2?
Like I said, we're confident because we play basketball.
Kyle, Doug Smith, the Toronto Star. We've all seen how well Marc Gasol has fit in on the floor with his abilities to run the offense, protect the rim. You've often said you're with teammates more than you're with your family during a season. How has he fit in that regard with a new group since February?
Marc's pretty easy to get along with. He's like one of those guys that's just a true professional. He goes about his business. He's, he likes to, he does his thing and gets in, get out. He blends in well. He fits in well. he's just an easygoing guy, so it's a lot easier. It's really easy to, have a conversation with him and talk to him, and he just gets on the plane and watches his film and talks about boating and does his thing.
Would that be one of the more unique things about this group of all you've been with around the Raptors? Is this team seems to be very even-keeled and never too high or too low.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy that, it's a team that, everyone's just kind of staying the same way. And we've been preaching it all year. So it kind of just became contagious, and everyone just kind of, most guys' personalities are to be, even-keeled off the court. On the court, we got some fiery guys, but off the floor, we got some, grown men, people with families and kids, and they understand that their profession is their lives, and that's what they do. They take care of their families, their friends, their bodies, and they're professional. No problem.
Second row on your right.
Hey, Kyle. Phil Barber, Santa Rosa Press Democrat. I don't think McCaw played at all in the Milwaukee series. How confident were you that he could come into the finals cold like that and perform, and how do you think he did in Game 1 in his minutes?
I mean, Pat's a champion. And I knew, he would be able to step up to any task that he had at hand. He didn't play the Milwaukee game. He wasn't around for personal reasons, but, he's back, and I would never doubt a moment of him stepping on the floor. I knew he would go out there and do his job and play hard, and made a huge three for us. And, like I said, he gave an opportunity to play, and, he's going to help us always.
Any other questions for Kyle? Over on the right side.
Hey, Dan Feldman, NBC Sports. Given that there are so many players on this roster who are relatively new to it, was there ever a point you were concerned about developing the chemistry you guys need together quickly enough to win like you have this season?
No.
Why not?
We got some professionals on our team that they know their jobs, and they want to be professional, and they are professional. So, it's about doing the job and, being able to just adapt on the fly.
Marc on the right side.
Kyle, Marc Schwartz, ESPN. One of the things that really stands out about the team you're playing is their overwhelming confidence. Some would call it arrogance. I wonder how you guys look at them when they're down a game in the series, you beat them on your home floor, and they act like the series is even or they're ahead. How do you put a dent in that kind of confidence, and do you have to, kind of match that confidence to beat them in the series?
I mean, they got rings. And they can be confident. We can't really necessarily worry about them. We have to continue to worry about us. They're going to be them, and they're going to do their thing. But for us, we got to concentrate on us and focus on what we have to do. We can't worry about this, that. We go out there and we do our game plan, and we focus on what we can control, and that's what we've done all year. We haven't worried about this, that, and the other. In the sense of we go out there and we control what we can control on our end. And play against the team that we're going to play against, but we have to do our job.
Over here on the left.
Alan Man, Yahoo Sports. You've been part of all these Raptor playoff runs throughout your career, but did yesterday's or Game 1's crowd feel any different? Do you see any difference?
Yeah, it was definitely a difference. It was Game 1 of the finals. They were unbelievable. They were electric.
How does that impact you, like on the court, or I guess?
We need our fans. We love them to be there, and we want them to be loud, and we want them to be just supporting us. And we're happy that they're there. We still go out there. We still have to go out there and put the ball in the hole and play defense. But yeah, we loved it.
Michael sitting on the aisle here.
Michael Lee with The Athletic. Kyle, I just wanted to get your thoughts when you first were traded here, and just how the perception maybe from your peers of Toronto has changed, and just the Raptors organization has changed through your time here and now that you're in the finals, if you think guys view this franchise differently.
When I first got traded here, I didn't really know what to expect, and I thought it would be be here a couple years and be out here. But the organization is unbelievable. The ownership is unbelievable. Management has been great. We've had great people who come through here, players, coaches, and just kind of grown for me. I've been here now 7 years. My kids are in school here, so it's kind of, it's a situation where I've been home. It's kind of, I call it home because I'm here 9-10 months out of the year. So just the perception. People don't know, once you get here, is actually more than just downtown. So, I'm fortunate enough to be able to experience that, the suburban life, the outside of downtown life. It's a pretty great place to be.
Daniel Zakshevsky, TSN. After the win in Game 1, Raptors fans were climbing cranes, singing through the streets, chanting. Is there any message that you'd have for the fans going into Game 2 so they can keep that same energy?
Keep the same energy. We appreciate it.
Next question over here on the left on 4.
Hey, Kyle, Eric Corrine, The Athletic. Nick was in here a bit earlier saying the Warriors had used a few schemes, and a switch, then a late blitz that he hadn't necessarily seen before on Kawhi. First, how often do you see a type of defense that you really haven't seen before? And two, how do you guys think in general you handled their sort of traps on Kawhi?
I think the way they're built, they have some guys that can, play. They're long, they got length, they know how to play. They've been playing together a long time. So on defense, they kind of do their thing, and that works for them. And for us, I think we handled it pretty well. I think we were patient. I think Kawhi did a good job of kind of, baiting them out a little bit and, getting passes off and letting us play, play 4-on-3 and kind of just going out there. But, I think we handled it well. I think, we'll continue to adjust. There's adjustments that will be made. So, we have to make adjustments. They'll make adjustments, and, Game 2 will be a different game.
Gary on the right side.
Gary Walsh from Boston Globe. Kyle, you mentioned earlier about everybody being even keel, and Kawhi's kind of the leader of that. He never gets too high, never gets too low. Has that rubbed off on his teammates this year? Just his kind of calm demeanor at all times?
Yeah. I'd be lying to you if I said it didn't. It's kind of, well, and also Marc and Danny, it's kind of one thing. And Nick. Nick has been, I think Nick honestly yelled at us twice the whole year. I'm being honest, like legit twice the whole year. And it's a long season only yell at a team twice. And I think that's just, Nick and, Kawhi and Marc and Danny, kind of just everyone's just kind of, going out there and staying even killed. And like I said, we got real professionals, man. We got some great guys in that locker room. And it all just rubs together, and everyone has their own personalities, but, we figured a way out to just, all understand what the common goal was.
Has there ever been a time where you've tried to embrace Kawhi or been more excited than him and he's looked at you like, calm down?
Nah, I ain't that guy. So nah.
Joe in the back under the camera.
Joe Varden from The Athletic. Kyle, we know that you're playing with a sore left hand, but the other night you took that big charge, and I'm just wondering when you're playing like that, if it runs through your mind when you're about to take a charge that this is really going to hurt.
No, it doesn't. It don't run through my mind. You pay for it later. At the moment, as long as you win the game, it's all worth it, man. Whatever you got to take to win the basketball games, your body, just throw it out there, and whatever happens, happens. Hopefully you just don't get hurt. You can get up and bounce back and, and go move on.
Any other questions? Last question on the back right.
Chris Herring from ESPN and 538. I'm curious, it'd be kind of a weird question, but just ever since Kawhi's shot against Philly, I feel like fans and media, everybody, I'm sure you guys too, kind of notice these shots that bounce on the rim for 3 and 4 seconds at a time. We all kind of probably feel the same thing, but what is that like as a player when you're watching a shot kind of teeter on the rim like that?
How many shots you counting? Because I've only counted one that bounced 3 or 4 seconds. So
well, maybe not 3 or 4 seconds, but Pascal had a shot like that in Game 1. Fred obviously hit one right at the end that kind of bounced that way. What goes through your mind as you see that, and do you kind of feel like that those things balance out, or do you kind of feel like you guys are just kind of on a wave right now where things are falling your way?
What goes through my mind?
Yes.
Those rims are really soft. That's what goes through my mind. And as long as they go in, I don't care how they go in. Happy about it. 2 points, 3 points, whatever.
Is it a love-hate relationship that players have with rims, the ups and downs that you have with your streaks and stuff like that?
I love all rims.